Jack Catterall is a British light welterweight boxer who currently has a record of 30 wins and 1 loss, and he's becoming a fan favorite. He won his last 4 fights, which included Regis Prograis just this Saturday, Josh Taylor in a rematch to their very controversial fight back in 2022 that many thought Catterall won, and Jorge Linares. He is a very tough fighter, but not the most powerful, only having 13 knockouts, but the hype for Jack has been growing ever since that controversial loss against Taylor. In a division that has changed drastically over the past 3 years, it brings up the question, just how far could Jack Catterall go? Despite not ever holding a real belt yet, Jack has had a pretty solid career. In his 10th fight, he won the WBO European light welterweight title and won and defended other smaller belts several times. When he fought Josh Taylor for the undisputed titles in 2022, even though he lost, he did very good and many people saw the potential. Despite not getting the victory, his popularity still rose and many people really thought he could be champion, and well, he's really going down that route. I did not think Josh Taylor did enough to beat Catterall in that first fight. We deserved an immediate rematch after, but we didn't. Both fighters had fights in between. Josh Taylor especially got exposed against Teofimo Lopez, lost his belt. He was a champion no longer. I started to think that was too late now to get a Catterall rematch because Josh Taylor, how long could he stay at 140? He already drained himself for a Teofimo fight. Now he's going to be draining himself again months later against another Catterall rematch, a fight that's very dangerous. Well, he does make 140. He fights Catterall in the rematch, and it was a better fight, a very good fight, better performance by Taylor. That fight was up in the air, but Catterall did definitely do enough to win, and he solidified that he's better than Taylor. He could definitely hang with guys at 140. So then rumors of him fighting Regis Prograis pop up, a good little tune-up fight, I guess you could say, because listen, after that fight against Devin Haney with Regis Prograis, he lost like every round. I thought it was done. Regis is basically becoming a gatekeeper now, where he could just be a guy to fill in for, tune-ups and just, replacement fights now at 140, 147 range. That's what I really feel like Regis is doing. His skill is not the best. Powerful puncher. He lacks it all. So I thought this was going to be actually an easy fight for Catterall. Well, this fight ends up being close. Kind of started to raise my concerns now for Catterall. A guy who definitely has the potential to be the champion. Beat Josh Taylor easily in both fights despite not getting the victory in the first fight. Beat Jorge Linares pretty good. So I thought this would be a good fight for him. I thought maybe we could see a Catterall stoppage. First one in a while. This could really prove that he deserves a title shot right away. And both fighters get knocked down already. He gets a knockdown and then he gets knocked down himself. Not the best fight from Catterall, but he does get the victory against Regis Prograis. So basically, I was just really hoping to see Catterall outbox Prograis completely or get the stoppage. I was really hoping for a stoppage. Doesn't happen, but he still gets the win, and he still did enough to win. Alright, he moves on to dirty and won. So now what's next? I definitely believe he deserves an immediate title shot. The current champions at 140 are Teofimo Lopez, which I don't think Catterall could be, especially after seeing Teo just absolutely expose Josh Taylor. I really think Teo could actually be undisputed at 140. I think he could beat Devin Haney. I think he could beat Ryan Garcia. I think he beats anybody at 140. Even if Tank decides to come up, I still think Teofimo Lopez could beat him. So, hey, Lopez is untouchable, but hey, there's still 3 other belts. Liam Parrow, already he's fighting in December against Richardson Hitchens. I think that is the fight to be made. The winner of that fight. I think that's perfect. Alright, it doesn't have to be on a pay-per-view fight. Alright, it can headline a small card on a Saturday, like just what we saw with Regis Prograis and Catterall in a small hall in England or Australia or even New York if Hitchens wins. WBA is Jose Valenzuela. He's coming off that win against Isaac Cruz. I'd like to see a rematch between those two. That's probably going to be on another undercard for a pay-per-view fight, probably a co-main, of course. And then the WBC champion right now is a fill-in, Alberto Puello. Of course, Devin Haney being the champion in recess while he's trying to recover still from that Ryan Garcia fight. And then, of course, you also have Ryan Garcia. Another guy's bumping up to 140 from the lightweight division. Tank maybe, which, Catterall can't beat those guys. And that's basically what I'm trying to get from this video is, how far could he go? Well, he can't go very far, but he can still be a champion, and he can still deserve the title shot. If his next fight is not a title shot, then it's pretty messed up. He deserves a title shot. He deserves a title shot the most in the 140-pound division. He deserved those belts. He deserved to be undisputed against Josh Taylor. Was robbed. Okay, comes back, fights a couple more fights. Jorge Linares, another guy, fights Josh Taylor in a rematch, beats him. That right there shows that you could be a champion. You definitely could be a contender, the number 1 contender. Then fights Regis Prograis, a former champion at 140, and he beats him. Nobody deserves a title shot at 140 more than Jack Catterall. His next fight needs to be a title shot. It definitely, though, should be for the IBF belt, for the winner of Liam Parrow and Richardson Hitchens. That fight is perfect. Alrighty, that fight needs to happen. I don't think he beats Jose Valenzuela, because I just think the styles won't work. I think Jose could probably maybe stop him or outbox him. Plus, I don't think we're gonna see that fight anyway. Alberto Puello, that fight's not big enough. I don't think he can beat Devin Haney. I get it. We don't like Devin Haney already. People are easy to hate on him, but he's gonna outbox Jack Catterall pretty easy. I think Ryan Garcia knocks him out. Ismael Barroso's the interim champ at WBA. I'm surprised he's still around. Old man Barroso. I'd like to see him get a shot somewhere else, but I think we're gonna see Catterall fight for IBF belt next. The winner of Perro versus Hitchens. Book it. I'm telling you guys, I think that's the next fight we see Catterall fight, and I think that's how far Catterall could go, is a 140-pound division. I think he maxes out there. 147's pushing it. He can't beat Boots. He can't beat Terrence Crawford if Terrence Crawford decides to come down, which I don't think he will ever again, but he won't beat Brian Norman, Mario Barrios. I think Jack Catterall, his limit is 140, but I definitely think he become champion. I think he can win the IBF belt. I think he can win some other belts. You gotta stay away from Teofimo, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Gervonta Davis, but he can win some other belts that are floating around, like the IBF belt. So let me know down in the comments what you think of Jack Catterall. How far could he go? What's next for him? Make sure to subscribe. Best boxing content on YouTube. I'm out, guys. Peace.